operational picture.
Okay, so that gives us a really good grounding in the historical logbook and its enduring importance. Now let's bring things up to the present day. Let's explore the modern digital logbook.
Right. The digital revolution has definitely reached the ship's bridge. Whileback.com introduces Wendis OneLog, which is a prime example of a digital system designed to replace those traditional paper logbooks we've been talking about.
Okay, so let's unpack this digital shift. What are the main features? What are the advantages of a system like OneLog?
Well, what's interesting is how these systems aim to streamline and, frankly, improve the whole record-keeping process at sea. OneLog, as Wellback details it, allows for easy, efficient recording of all the daily activities. And critically, it can manage the various logs required by MARPOL, that's the big international convention for preventing pollution from ships.
Ah, yes, our oil, cargo, garbage records.
Exactly. The oil record book, garbage record book, cargo record book, plus numerous other specialized logs. MARPOL has different sections, called annexes, for specific pollution types, hence all the different books. Digital systems bundle these.
And I imagine the immediate online availability must be a huge plus for reporting back to shore and even for the crew on board.
Absolutely. Instant access. It means faster, more accurate, more efficient reporting all around. Wallback also points out the user interface is designed to be intuitive, mimicking the look of paper logs to make that transition easier for seafarers.
Makes sense. Less daunting.
Yeah. And importantly, they stress you don't necessarily need extra specialized hardware for a basic setup. It can often run on existing ship computers.
One feature they mention that seems really timely is the integrated emissions reporting. With all the environmental regulations now, that sounds incredibly valuable.
Oh, hugely valuable, yes. OneLog can provide a comprehensive overview of key indicators for a ship's carbon intensity, things like CII and EXI. You basically input data on fuel use and distance sailed, and the system automatically generates the necessary compliance reports. It really streamlines keeping up with environmental regulations and analyzing performance.
So the logbook is evolving again, becoming a tool for sustainability too.
Definitely. It reflects the increasing pressure on the industry to, address its environmental footprint.
Beyond those big features, what other advantages does Wheelbach highlight for going digital like this?
Well, there's several key benefits they list. Automatic data backups, for one. You can configure how often. That's huge for security and just peace of mind.
Sure. Losing a paper log overboard would be disastrous.
Exactly. Then there's data accuracy. Legible digital entries. Automatic error highlighting much cleaner than handwritten notes. Audits become more transparent, too. If an entry is deleted, it's saved and marked. It mirrors that old paper requirement for legible corrections, but digitally.
Right, keeping the audit trail clear.
Plus, you have password protection, customizable user access rates, and it's designed to work offline, storing data locally if the internet connection at sea is patchy.
That's crucial.
Very. And significantly, it's been approved by Lloyd's Register, which is a major maritime classification society. That adds a lot of credibility.
And the practical pluses keep coming, it seems. Secure data encryption, instant availability of new logbooks without needing printing or couriers.
Exactly. Think about the admin burden reduced and the physical space saved. Marine Insight mentions some records need storing for up to 10 years. Imagine the room needed for all that paper.
Yeah, stacks and stacks of logbooks.
Digital systems avoid all that. They're also designed to be flexible, adaptable to different ship IT setups, single computer or client server networks. Wheelbach even lists the flag states that have approved the system and gives the minimum tech specs needed.
It's quite a contrast to the often meticulous, sometimes maybe cumbersome process of keeping paper logs perfectly. But as that Marine Insight article on paper logs points out, understanding the core principles of good record keeping is still absolutely essential, right? Even with digital tools.
Absolutely. Marine Insight really emphasizes the continuing importance of prompt, legible, properly signed entries in the official logbook that's still overseen by the master, maintained by department heads. They stress entries should be made as soon as possible after event, and any corrections need that strict protocol. Single line through the error, initials, keep the original readable, no scribbling out.
Right.
And for really long entries, it's standard to attach separate documents, but reference them clearly in the main log.
And when you get into those specific mandatory logs, like the oil record book or the garbage record book, Marine Insight says the level of detail and precision needed is even higher.
Oh, yeah. The regulatory scrutiny there is intense. The oil record book, that's RMARPEAL Annex I, demands super detailed records of all oil handling. Absolutely no overwriting allowed. You have to use the correct standard forms. Every single filling or discharge of oil needs logging with exact figures, signed by the officer in charge. And the master has to sign each page too.
Wow.
Accurate tank details are crucial. Even accidental spills or jettisoning cargo with oily residues has to be recorded, including the precise location if it happens at sea.
And it sounds like the garbage record book Marpol Annex V is similarly strict.
Just as strict, meticulous recording of all garbage disposals. You have to use the latest official version of the book. Staff need to know the different garbage categories. Quantities have to be precise, usually in cubic meters. And again, each entry needs countersigning by the person in charge of the disposal and the master. No overriding, same strike-through, and initial procedure for corrections.
So connecting this back to the digital systems.
Right. You can see how systems like OneLog are built to handle these really stringent requirements. Features like error highlighting, saving deleted entries for the audit trail, using structured data fields. It's all designed to help ensure compliance and data integrity. It sort of automates that meticulousness.
Makes sense. Finally, our deep dive brings us to the National Archives. Sounds like a treasure trove for this kind of stuff.
Oh, it really is. The National Archives holds an incredible, extensive collection of vessel and station logbooks from all sorts of U.S. agencies: Navy, Army, Coast Guard, NOAA, the old Lighthouse Service, the Life Saving Service, even merchant vessels. It's just a vast repository, amazing opportunities for historical research across a huge range of maritime activities and time periods.
So from those, carefully handwritten entries about whale sightings centuries ago, all the way to these sophisticated digital systems tracking emissions in real time.
Yeah.
The ship's logbook has certainly come a long, long way.
It really has, yeah. We've traced its evolution, haven't we, from a fundamental tool for just basic navigation and a simple record of shipboard life,
Right.
to a legally mandated document, and now this highly sophisticated integrated digital system.
But it strikes me that despite all that technological change, the core purposes seem remarkably consistent. Ensuring safety, first and foremost. Providing that crucial, legally sound record of events for operations, for investigations if something goes wrong, and, as we've seen, offering this unique, invaluable window into the past, both the practical side of seafaring and, well, broader history.
Well said. Which maybe raises a final thought for you, listening. As our own lives become more and more digitized, how might future generations look back at the digital records we're creating today? Just as these historical ship's logs give us these fascinating glimpses into life at sea centuries ago, what seemingly mundane digital records from our time might hold surprising, revealing insights for those who come after us. What digital footprints will end up telling our stories?